Just when you thought that you couldn't hate Keir Starmer more, he somehow finds more ways to become even more insufferable. His party has turned against him. The whole of the UK absolutely hates his guts, but he doesn't want to let go. He's clinging onto power by the skin of his teeth. What a sad, desperate, despotic man. Yes, I call him despotic because this is as despotic as one can get in a liberal democracy. He can't read the room. He's a robot. He's got no emotions. For the life of me, I can't work out how could someone get to the very top? Someone as incompetent, as robotic as him. He's just got a lawyer degree. That's it. That's his only accomplishment. Have a look at this. He's so pathetic. It's like watching someone desperately hold the door shut while the entire building behind him is on fire. He just wouldn't let go. What a desperate man. Read the room. Nobody likes you. The British public just gave you one of the worst spankings in recent memory. Your own party hates you. I also hate the rest of his party too, by the way. But have a look at this. Remember this? I played you this, but I've got more on that. Just after one of the worst beatings a sitting prime minister could get, he said this. He doubled down. Look at this.
Now, other parties will draw different lessons. In fact, they already are. More pointing at Britain's problems, looking not for solutions, but for someone to blame. Now, that's fine if it's me, if it's politicians, that's the job. But increasingly, it's not. It's other people in this country. And I don't think that's British. That is not the decency and respect that we are known for. But it's here. That politics is with us now. And you'll see it again on Saturday.
This Saturday is coming.
At a march designed to confront and intimidate this diversity and this diverse country. That is why this Labour government will block far-right agitators from travelling to Britain for that event. Because we will not allow people to come to the UK, to threaten our communities, and spread hate on our streets.
Okay, so I've played this before. I'm sure you've seen this video before. And you'd be like, Harris, come on, we already know that. Yeah, he's already done that. He's blocked so many American right-wing voices, conservative voices. Eva Vladingerbrook, he banned Avi Yemeni, who wasn't even going there. And we know why, because they have because they have a Muslim in the Home Office, Shabana Mahmood. She's doing it, but he admitted it. And such a cuck of a man. Look at this.
Westminster in London, Muslims are praying on the street. The police are just standing there watching. English flags are waving. This is the real face of multiculturalism. First the act, then the complete takeover.
Piers Morgan, by the way, calls it vibrant. I don't know what's wrong with all these American podcasters. Hang on. I don't know what's wrong with it. I'll get to the point, but I have to lay out the context of this video. He's cracking down, guys. He's cracking down. Not only he has banned international guests from attending the rally, but look at this. Live facial recognition to be used. Live facial recognition. So if you go there, they will use AI, they will create a database, and they will use that against you at some point. Okay. Not going to work. Please don't be deterred by that, because as much of a despot he is, he's not going to stay here for long. And this Labour Party is going to be wiped off the electoral map in the next general election. And no lefty is going to come to power for a long time. Yes, the Tories were in power for 14, 15 years. They blew up. People got angry. They voted these clowns in. And they have seen that this is even worse. Okay. So I'm seeing a lot of our countries, a lot of our Western countries, they have taken a turn to the right. Not just right wing, it is just right. Look at this. Armored vehicles on standby. Westminster pubs closed. 4,000 police to be deployed. This is sheer intimidation. But it's not going to work. Look at this. They have even banned this EU politician, Dominic Tarczynski. This is what communism looks like. This is what communism looks like in the 21st century. I have just been denied entry to the UK in order to speak at the largest patriotic event in Europe, in the Western world. Starmer will be sued by me, not the government, not the Home Office, but Starmer personally. Once you lose the next election, communist, we will meet in court. Tommy Robinson, this communist cannot silence millions, nor can he take away their right to vote. Unite the kingdom. Look at this. Even Liz Truss tweeted about that. So the conservative group of the European Union, known as the ECR group, the group that has the Italian Prime Minister, Giorgia Meloni, and Polish President, this guy, Karol Nawrocki, they are shocked. And they have written a letter of condemnation of Keir Starmer. So, you know how Keir Starmer is, likes to present himself as the massive EU guy? And again, he said that in his follow-up speech, that, oh, we're going to go into the European Union again. He has no respect for the will of the public. He has no respect. But the reason why I made this video is to show you this. Why did he do this? At whose behest is he doing this? It's not just because of his lefty, woke, globalist idealism, although that might have played a part. No. There's another actor in that. Have a look at this. Look at this. One of Britain's worst Islamist propagandists, Roshan Saleh, and he's boasting about it. Tommy, we have absolutely decimated your speakers list for your march on Saturday. He actively campaigned against Valentina Gomez. She was the first one to go. They tweeted, and they got a lot of Muslims to tweet about it. They kept tagging Shabana Mahmood. So Shabana Mahmood caved in, being a Muslim. They cancelled her ETA. And then after that, we saw a torrent of ETA cancellations. Please be aware that Muslims got this done. Look at this idiot. He's boasting about it. Look at this loser of this clown. Please be aware that Muslims got this done, especially 5 pillars, which got the bandwagon rolling. It was my pleasure. So I almost ratioed him. Ignore the first 3 words. I'm a little rough on Twitter. Twitter brings the worst out of me. I say, you idiots don't realize that these antics are exactly what's strengthening the far-right movement. You won't always have a Muslim in the Home Office. Sell your property and leave now while you can, because you may not get a chance. Because over the next 10 years, the UK, Australia, and now hopefully other countries as well, France and Germany, I believe AfD became the biggest political party in Germany. I think they're polling at 43%, 44%, almost at 50%, meaning almost half the country now supports the AfD. When Chancellor Merz came to power, he himself said that this is our last chance to fix Germany. Otherwise, we're going to lose Germany to far-right fascism. Well, these idiot politicians, they're leaving the public no choice. So these guys are factories of Islamophobes. They're producing Islamophobes, far-right fascists at a scale no one could ever have dreamed of. So a lot of people picked up on that. Look at this. It's got 1.5 million views. A lot of celebrities tweeted about that, and they say, you know what? Well done. We actually want you to do more of this. The more these idiots do this, the more white people, brown people, people who are non-Muslims, they'd be like, you know what? This has gone out of hand. And look at this. And then he boastfully, a few hours later, tweeted again. He said, I understand many of the speakers who were banned from entering the UK for the Tommy Robinson Love March. Yeah, it should be called Tommy Robinson's Love March. Love the kingdom. Love Britain. Will now be addressing the hordes of racists and Islamophobes via video link. These idiots think that calling someone an Islamophobe is an insult. It's not. This word has completely lost its meaning. Nobody cares. The police and other authorities should also ban this and hold Tommy Robinson as the organizer, personally responsible and accountable if any of these hate mongers appear and commit any offenses. By the way, The Met Police itself said that the last Unite the Kingdom rally in September 2025 was more peaceful than any other pro-Palestine, large-scale pro-Palestine rally. I think only 8 arrests were made, and 2 or 3 of them were actually from the counter-protesters, people who were protesting against Tommy's rally. So this is how pathetic this is. You can't hate Keir Starmer enough. Look who is still trying to appease. What an idiot. What a cuck. He's a cuck. I can't wait for him to go away. But unfortunately, things are not going to get better because whoever replaces him, he's going to go down the drain straight away. I saw this guy, Ed Miliband or something. Look at him. Look how pathetic these people are. All of them are horrible replacements. We need fresh elections. This is their logic. They are good guys and they are bad guys. You know what? Keir Starmer, you kept calling these people racist, bigots, the vast majority of your country, the natives of your country. Look at this. One Nation has become the biggest political party in Australia as well, 32. And Anthony Albanese's Labour Party is in a free fall. It was, I think only 3 months ago, it was at 34%. Now it's fallen to 28%. It's happening, guys. It's happening everywhere. Look at this. Huge threat looming. Labour faces UK-style wipeout election. Didn't I say that, guys? Those of you who've been following me long enough would know I've been saying that for over 2 years. That Australia will have its own reform moment. This guy is an Australian legendary comedian, Hughesy and Kate in the morning. Hughesy and Kate in the morning. Even he's speaking out. Sorry, I just wanted to show you something. Yeah, look, this guy, look at him. Miliband. He's saying Miliband vows permanent shutdown of the North Sea. They hate their people, guys. You're buying the same oil from Norway. You're still putting out carbon dioxide in the atmosphere, but you're not taking your own oil out. At least help your economy. There's zero carbon reduction. So they're just socialist communists. They're just as bad as each other. They're so bad. And I said it at the time when people voted for Labour. I said, this is a mistake. I understand you guys are mad at the Tories, but these guys are going to be worse. I was the only guy who was rooting for Rishi Sunak. Yeah, anyway, having fun. Unfortunately, you might have to tolerate these people for another 3 years. In Australia, we have to tolerate our worst prime minister for another 2 years. Oh, I don't even want to think about it.